Hi, I'm Dr. Lara. Today we're going to talk about the difference between traditional braces and Invisalign. So traditional braces use metal brackets and wires. Today there are many different options for the brackets, and so you can get ones that are tooth colored made out of ceramic. And Invisalign is clear aligner therapy. Clear aligners are made out of a plastic type material that fit very snugly over all of the teeth and work to move the teeth. Now, the difference between braces and Invisalign in the way that they work is a different mechanism of action. With braces, you have something that is attached to your tooth. The wire is inserted into that bracket and it pulls the tooth in the direction that the orthodontist or dentist wants the tooth to go. And so it's a pulling mechanism, a pulling force on the tooth. Invisalign is something that sits over the tooth and puts pushing pressure, and so it can push a tooth in a certain direction, whereas braces can pull. So you've got that difference of mechanism in pushing versus pulling. Now, because of that, that makes certain tooth movements better than others with braces and Invisalign. So there are certain tooth movements that it's easier to accomplish with a pushing movement with Invisalign, and there are certain tooth movements that are easier to accomplish by pulling with a bracket and a wire. Now, another difference between the two, and this is the big one that leads to the differences in the pros and cons, and that's that braces are attached to the teeth. They are considered a fixed appliance. The patient cannot remove them, versus Invisalign, which is a removable aligner that the patient can take in and out whenever they want. And that leads to a lot of these pros and cons. So when we look at traditional braces, we have a couple of great pros. Some of the advantages of braces are that there are very specific tooth movements that braces are wonderful at accomplishing that Invisalign cannot do. Closing very large spaces, moving an entire molar, or changing the way the teeth bite together. Those are all accomplished more easily with traditional braces than they are with Invisalign. Another advantage of braces is because they are attached to the teeth and they are not removable by the patient, we call that compliance. It's better compliance because the patient is basically forced to do what the braces do because they're not able to remove them. And so that's a good thing, and it can also lead to some of the disadvantages of braces that I'll go over as we talk about the advantages of Invisalign over braces. But basically, when we're talking about braces, the advantages are that there are certain tooth movements that are much more predictable and easily accomplished with braces, and then there's definite compliance because the patient cannot remove them. So as we move now on to Invisalign and talk about the pros there, most of the pros are related to that removable character of the Invisalign aligners. We have certain tooth movements that are more easily accomplished with Invisalign. There are just fewer of them. So whenever a patient has something called a crossbite, where the lower tooth is out in front of the upper tooth, that's an inappropriate bite because a normal perfect bite is when the upper teeth fit outside of the lower teeth, like a lid on a box. A crossbite is where one or two of those teeth on the lower come outside of the upper teeth. With Invisalign, because the plastic aligners separate the teeth, it is easier to correct that. If you're trying to correct a crossbite in braces, you actually have to prop open the bite by putting material on the biting surface of the teeth to open the bite, move those teeth into a proper configuration, and then let them settle back down. Now, another pro or advantage of Invisalign is that it's removable, and then that removable quality leads to a bunch of advantages. If it's removable, you're able to keep your teeth more clean than with braces. Braces have a lot of nooks and crannies and little tiny hiding spots for plaque and bacteria. With Invisalign, you take the aligners out, you clean and brush your teeth and floss just the way you did when you didn't have any orthodontic appliances, and put the aligners back in. And so there's better oral hygiene with Invisalign. And what that also leads to is a lower risk for cavities and gingivitis as compared to braces. Patients in Invisalign are going to be less likely to experience those because they are able to do better oral hygiene and keep their teeth cleaner during the orthodontic process. Another pro of Invisalign, because it is removable, is that you are in control of your tooth movement. This is actually a pro and a con at the same time. Because you can remove them, you're in control, but because you can remove them, you can leave them out too much and not get the tooth movement that you need. So when I tell the patients they're in control of the success of their treatment, for good and for bad. If they don't wear the aligners, then the treatment will probably fail. And so the patient is in control of that. Another pro of having a removable aligner is for your social situations. If you are going to a special event like a wedding or a high school reunion, or if you have to give a speech, you can simply remove the aligners for that event and put them back in. Maybe you're having family photos done or a wedding photo shoot. You can remove the aligners for that so everything looks nice and beautiful in your smile, and then you can put them back in. You also can whiten your teeth in your Invisalign aligners while you're straightening them. So that's a great pro. It enables you to get your teeth whiter and straighter at the same time. The aligners can act like a custom whitening tray as they fit over the teeth. And then obviously, one of the biggest advantages of Invisalign is that it's more cosmetic than braces. Many people do not like the appearance of brackets and wires. Even with the ceramic tooth-colored brackets, you still have a metal wire, and the appearance is just less cosmetic. So for many of our adult patients, they do not consider traditional braces to be an option for that reason, and Invisalign is much more attractive because it's almost invisible. That's the name Invisalign, is because these aligners are almost invisible. There's a lot of great information about braces versus Invisalign in the blog, so please read for more information. And if you have questions you'd like answered in person, give us a call. Dr. Agarwal can answer any questions you have about orthodontic movement of your teeth. Thank you for watching and have a great day.